Baby, what you want? Cause I'm tryna see it. Let me know if you're really with it, yeah. Want my brain moving like a mile a minute. All this pain, I just wonder if they feel it. And sometimes I'll be low, oh no. Sometimes rather just be solo, dolo. Come around here with them bad vibes, that's a no-no. Why they try to copy my swag, I just don't know.
You good? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, fool. I was like spacing out, thinking about life, you know?
Think about this, bitch.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Blueprint Podcast, the podcast where she got to pay like she weigh and she know me, she owe me. All facts, no caps on wax. My name is Jimmy Teflon. Today, I am joined by my two co-hosts, JK the Visual and Stu J the Vamp.
Whoop.
And in the building, we do have a very special guest. She is an up-and-coming rap artist hailing from Elko. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the wonderful Zelda.
Zelda.
Hi.
What's
Hello.
up?
What's going on?
So off top, how long have you been doing music for?
So I kind of decided that I really wanted to do rap when I was 18. And I'm 24, almost 25.
Okay.
So however long that is, like 7 and a half, 8 years?
Yes, but like recording.
Recording, I started recording actually pretty much right after I decided I wanted to do rap. I had this guy that lived right down the street from me. Shout out Ricardo Mejia. He recorded my first single. It was called In Between Daydreams. And then ever since then, I kind of just been going at it. Most of the music I recorded back in the day is actually not up anymore, though. I deleted everything. So.
Oh, was it ass?
No, I don't know. I found like a lot of the stuff I was saying like controversial to like my current state of mind. So I kind of just decided that I wanted to take it down because it wasn't like suiting to like how I felt anymore.
Representative of who you are.
Yeah.
You want to start like a clean slate.
Yeah.
How controversial? I want to know.
You were saying some nasty shit, huh?
No, not
making
really.
diss tracks against other bitches. Or something.
No. It wasn't even like that. Like I'm just a super over analyzer. Like I'll like listen to things over and over and over again. And if I find something wrong with it, I'm like, eh. So I just took it all down because I was young, ignorant, just starting to make music. So I don't know. I just didn't think it was a good representation of like my state of mind.
Well, what were you saying? Are you willing to talk about that?
Give us a line. Give us an idea.
A line.
We gonna start digging.
So one of the lines I did write, it was like a super spiritual song, and no, I'm actually not gonna say it. This is the whole reason I deleted it. Sorry.
Give us an idea.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're just gonna look past it. But no, I guess if I wanted to give you guys info, I'd say like in a spiritual way, it was controversial. I just didn't like where I was coming from, and I felt like it was kind of darker. So I decided to delete it and just kind of move on. And I'm sure like maybe one day those files might pop back up, but hopefully not. And it's nothing super crazy.
Who got
honestly.
the files?
Oh, yeah.
Nothing super crazy, but
She's got the files. She's ain't one of
no, I don't got the files actually.
Oh, man.
It's crazy, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
So I want
They're
to.
out there.
Maybe if the person that recorded them has them, they're out there. But I mean, it's nothing super crazy. Just only I would really understand, I guess. Just super deep lyrics, you know. So I was like, I'll take these
You know, I'm
down.
not gonna lie to you. I think you got all of us curious, and now we
I
feel
Just
sorry,
like- was it like
sorry to
suicidal, like-
no. Just spiritual, man. Like
Spiritual? Okay.
yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
yeah, we'll leave it at that. Like
So-
you gonna leave it at that?
leave it
I'll leave it at that. She
Leave
don't
it at
wanna
that.
talk about
Like how? I'm just saying.
how bad was it exactly?
No.
it wasn't
okay.
bad. Like that's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
So was there a specific person who like made you want to do it? Because I know for me, like the first time I saw T-Pain, like I'm Sprung, I was like, I want to do music.
Yeah.
So ever since I was super sheltered growing up, and then when I kind of got into like middle school, I started to delve into like the hip hop realm of things, and I just fell in love like right away. You know, like I'd say Mac Miller, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. You know, those are probably some of the
Okay,
top
I can see
3
that, yeah.
people that I first started listening to, like just right off the bat. But honestly, I started dating somebody at a young age. I was like 13, 14 years old. And we had a pretty serious relationship for a while there. Some of you guys might know him as Macavina. Shout out Macavina. But he was just very involved in hip hop at a very young age. And he was like very inspiring. You know, he would record, he'd do all this stuff. And I never really kind of thought that I could do something like that. But then when I turned 18 years old, I kind of decided like, oh, you know what? I want to do this. And I just decided to pursue it. Didn't really care about what I thought about it or like what anyone else thought about it. I just went for it. And then ever since then, that's kind of what I've been doing.
Okay.
And this year actually is like the first year that I've really, really, really been putting myself out there. Like,
yeah, because the first song I heard
yeah.
from you was so special.
But like I said, everything that I used to have out is deleted. It is gone.
So I want to talk about, so you're from Elko,
Yeah.
right?
Well, Spring Creek technically is like 20 minutes outside Elko.
But still, you ain't from
Smaller
like,
town.
yeah,
Yeah.
you deep in the boonies, right?
Yep. Small town, midtown.
And getting into hip hop, because you've been doing it. You said you started it when you was 18. You 24 now, so that this is what 6 years, 7 years. You've been doing this for 6, 7 years. You're starting to come up violently, may I add, right?
Well, thank you. I
Violently,
appreciate
you
that.
are
Thank
coming
Boom
up.
out of nowhere.
Like
it felt
Jesus
Thank you.
Christ, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Like,
I've been in hiding, so.
Yeah, like you and Bozzy both like came up around the same time for me, and then like just exploded out of nowhere. I want to ask you about the trials and tribulations that came with being, you're so far away from Reno, which is the biggest city for you. That's like the closest that has the bigger like hip hop scene, I guess you would say. How hard was it for you to enter this scene, being from Elko, and what was it like being from Elko and being a rapper? Because I'm assuming that out there, a lot of those people listen to like country and shit. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
Yeah, it's a lot of lifted trucks and a lot of Toby Keith, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the culture there is kind of, it's transforming, it's changing for sure, but
Yeah.
definitely that will always be present.
So how hard
Main
was it?
theme.
How hard was it to push your music on these people that don't really listen to that genre? And how hard was it to get into the scene of Reno being so far away?
Locally, if I'm gonna be real with you, I don't feel like I necessarily cared about other people and what they're listening to, because there's kind of a hip-hop scene slowly developing in Elko. We've had like some people pave the way, like Ilzakill. I don't know if you guys know Ilzakill, but shout out Ilzakill. He's dope. Like, he mixes most of my music. He's a legend in our town. He's like Elko famous, dude. Like, we love Ilzakill in Elko. Like, he's awesome. He actually charted like number 23 iTunes radio on the Latino chart. So he's like up there, he's doing his thing. He's starting to blow up. But I don't know, there was just people like that, that I kind of watched, and I didn't really think too much about what other people maybe would think about it, but I think the hardest part for me was just allowing myself to like actually be who I am and do what I want to do, because it was just different, and there's like nobody, like no other girls, I guess I could say that, or just like no other people like really trying to do what I wanted to do. So just like accepting like who I was as an artist and like the message I was trying to push, and just like being real with myself on like the whole music playing, like that was the hardest thing for me to do. So it kind of just took me not caring and just like accepting who I was, and that's why it took so long for me to kind of get my art out there, my music out there, because I was just so like insecure, I guess you could say, about my art. So I just like, I didn't want to do that, and there was other people out there doing that, and I was watching them, but I just couldn't find it within myself to like do that myself until the beginning of this year. And when I started putting music out there, people kind of just started asking me about shows, so I kind of just made myself do it, because I have like really bad anxiety and stuff, and I don't want to do that. So I just kind of like put myself outside of my comfort zone and just like did it. And that was like the hardest part for me. But once I got over that part, it was like easy. And I started to realize shortly this year that there's like this little scene developing in Elko, like this little like music scene down there, which is really fucking cool. So I felt kind of comfortable and like in my element, I was like, all right, this is like where I'm supposed to be. Like, we're doing this, like this is new, but it's building. And so I don't know, after I kind of like found it within myself, it was easy. But yeah, I forgot the second part of your question.
I was just asking about like how difficult was it to break into the Reno
Oh, over
scene?
here.
Yeah, over here because you're so far away, and I feel like it's got to be extra difficult too. Being not only are you like so far away from Reno, but also you're a female trying to enter an environment that's predominantly a
Males, yeah.
male industry, right? So that's got to be difficult on its own.
A
So-
little bit for sure.
Do you feel that though?
Not really. Like everybody from Reno has showed so much love, and that's what I was kind of gonna lead into. That's kind of how I got involved out here. Is like going to shows at Jub Jubs. I got in tune with a lot of like castaways and different photographers and stuff like that in the Reno area. And then after that, it kind of started like build a network, just like adding different people, you know, and just like showing love and just like where it was due, you know, like people are dope, you know, got to show credit. And I wanted to get more in tune with like Reno and just like Northern Nevada artists. So I just sought that out and showed love, dude, where I wanted to show love. And then eventually just kind of ended up reaching out to some people like Bozzy Stew, Castaways. Those are the three main groups that I've worked with since I've kind of like started to branch out this year. And it was like so not hard, dude. It was so fluid. Like, I have such bad anxiety. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, dude. I was so nervous to go to Bozzy's, and I've never felt more comfortable at somebody's house, dude. We made a dope song like the first time we. Yeah,
Shout out to Bozzy.
straight up shout out to
Fuck that
Bozzy. He's dope. Like, is there anything that man can't do? Like, honestly, but
Swiss Army knife.
Be a good friend.
Yeah. Again, he's not a good friend. No, yeah, the first time Bozzy came out here, like, he hit me up first, and we made that song In the Darkness, and, like, he used to just suck. And then, like, literally half a year later, he's, like, God tier, and I'm like, damn.
dude,
That man
I
works.
wouldn't say
Yeah.
God tier, but
He's
you know,
God
he's
tier.
pretty
He's
good.
up, man. Oh, he's
dude,
gotten
he
so.
like
he's
he like
gotten so
bullies
nice,
ad libs
dude.
out of me, like straight up, like
Oh yeah, I heard them.
dope, like auto tune, like singing melodic ad libs, and I would have never done that. But he's like, just do this and like do what you feel and blah blah blah. Like it'll make the song sound dope. And I swear to God, like I've never, every single time now that I want to record something dope, I go to Bozzy. Like I was supposed to record with him this morning, but the beat fell through, so I couldn't. But I was just like, oh, I want to make the song dope, so I'm gonna go record with Bozzy.
Yeah,
like I was
everybody-
gonna leave Elko at 6 a.m. Not even kidding, just to go record with Bozzy, but then the beat fell through, so it didn't work out. But yeah, no. So after like I branched out with Bozzy and Castaways, Stu, like after that, I just kind of felt, you know, nothing but love. Like I just want to network and like work with other artists. You know, we're all trying to build something. Like it's the bigger picture type thing. So
Speaking of Bozzy, of course, y'all just released a song and a video.
yeah,
Directed by yours truly.
yeah, that shit was so.
I was
sick.
also there. I was there.
I shared it.
I shared it.
Look at this
Shared
guy.
it.
So,
That was the second video I've ever done.
Oh, really?
Ever.
Oh,
Second,
that's pretty impressive.
second and third.
Second and third.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah, second and third.
Hit.
But I mean, again, you know, we're just gonna be talking about Bozzy right now. But I mean, that speaks volumes to like again, like the connections that you made,
Yeah.
and that also speaks volumes to like the people that you've connected to, that they've spread your name out like pretty insane.
I know, that's
Like,
so
you-
dope, dude. That's what I mean
again,
by love. Like I've never.
Like literally, we're just gonna keep going back to just how fast like you just blew up. Like you came out of the blue, and
I feel like it's like one of the fastest ways to like come up in the local scene is just to work with a lot of the artists out
you
here.
pick some of the heavy hitters to work with. Like it's insane. I mean, it's just like.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
still remember the day. I'm like, who's Zelda?
I'm like sitting here
cool
expecting a
ass-
fucking Salvi Balboa feature. You know what I mean? I feel like you could get it. You know,
Oh,
you
Yeah,
know,
no.
Savvy.
When I heard So Special, I was like,
Yeah,
this
no, I'm
shit
trying to
is
definitely work with, like,
insane. I was like,
ZP.
yo, who is this person who came out with this like clean ass song?
Oh fucking.
And then like, yeah,
Shout out,
I was like, yo, this is like better than like 80% of the stuff out here. So I was like sharing that, and I was like,
Yeah.
crazy. And then we met up and like bought a hat.
Yeah, that
It
was
was
dope.
super cool. Yeah,
Yeah, and then he called me like right after. He's like, "Yeah, I feel like she don't fuck with me."
yeah, because
No, it's because you sent me a song like way earlier.
yeah, I sent you a
but
song way earlier.
it
Then
just was-
things
it
happen in
took-
your life.
It took longer to get through than.
I was like, oh, she acting
Normal.
like me now. How dare me?
Yeah,
How
no,
dare
we're
you.
both kind of like that. So
You know
that's
who
why
I
when
am?
you're just like, you gotta banter, Stu. If you need something, I was like, oh
No,
well,
for real,
fuck.
like,
I
you
was like,
got-
we're
you have
both
to
like
bug
that.
him.
So, shit. Well, it'll work out.
You have to
No,
bug
yeah,
him.
everybody everybody thinks I hate them. I don't hate anybody. I like my space.
No, it's like I know how Stu is, so like I call him for the smallest shit because I'm like I need to know the answer.
He'll call
to
me
this.
for everything.
Yeah, because he won't fucking text me back. You know what I mean?
No, ain't happening. Because I got so used to getting messages. I used to message people back all the time immediately, and then one day I was like, I'm tired of this. So like now that I've met so many more people. So when I look at a message, I think I message back, and then somebody talks to me, and then I'm talking to them, and I forget to message back somebody, and then it's been like a month.
I don't even open people's messages no more. People will text me and I'll just fucking ignore it for like days.
Dude, I always open messages, but I only reply if it's just like
Something beneficial.
not necessarily like like if someone's showing love, I always reply because that's dope. And then like if I want to work with somebody and stuff and they're hitting me up, like I always answer because I'm like, you're dope, like I think you're fucking sick, so I'll answer your messages.
She was looking at me when she said it, not you.
Hey, listen, she responded to me, okay? You know?
She was referring to me.
I mean, I think we obviously you could tell we could all speak to like what you're talking about because we're all
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of the same.
yeah,
Like when
yeah.
like recently I got messaged by somebody for like a photo shoot. I saw it like as a notification. I forgot all about it and that message got buried. Buried so
Oh
far,
my
I didn't
God, yo,
realize it.
yeah.
Like, whoops.
Mhm.
I know I saw it, but I forgot to respond.
It's been happening. It's been happening the same for like my commissions and shit. People like hit me up like Zelda, fucking Castaways, Robin Hood the Great.
Dude, you
you
got
know.
back to me so quick though. That was clutch.
Well,
It's just
And
because like you hit me up at a good
art
time.
too. I was like, oh man, this is perfect. Like worked out perfectly.
Thank you.
Well,
I
what
worked
usually
really
happens
hard
to
on
me
it.
is like I'm usually like reposting stuff from other people, and it just like people ask me thank you, and it just like just vanishes. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oops,
Yeah.
my bad."
Shout out to Kaze Beats. Made one of my albums, Van Vex, Kaze. But that dude is so organized because he messages like thousands of people. But what he does is like he sets a time up, and like in the morning he'll wake up at like 5, he'll go work out for an hour, then he eats, then he spends like an hour messaging people, and then after that he does not message people. And I'm like, that is way smart because I get caught up messaging people like all day, and it just like messes me up, and I don't know where to go, and then I just forget a lot of people.
Yeah,
It's so easy
that
as
is
an
smart.
artist to like fuck it up though.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah.
up any schedule, because it's like you're all over the place.
Yeah, new shit happens all the time.
Constantly. Yeah. Especially if you're doing shit like commissions, if you're doing videos, artwork, you know what I mean? You're writing songs for the people. Businesses everywhere. It's hard to be organized, it's especially when you're also trying to deal with like shit that you're working on for yourself. You know what I mean? It's just hard as fuck. To be that organized takes like a lot of fucking practice, because sometimes like we could all try like right now to be like, yeah, we're only going to respond from fucking times between 9 a.m. and 10 p.m. Right? But to actually like put that shit into practice is fucking difficult, man, because you look at your phone like all the fucking time when you're bored. You know what I mean? You pull out your phone, you look at it, you're like, oh, I got a text from
See,
this, that, and the
this is
third.
why-
I should respond.
This is why I'm trying to like. At some point, I'm just gonna be like, don't DM me. Just hit my email, and I'm just gonna pick a time and just look through them all, and then that's it. Because when you go on Instagram, I'm just gonna go back up and scroll, come back, and just forget. That's not happening. I just can't do it. It's tough on at least I mean on my end as well. So I'm like I can be doing that shit. So.
But Zelda, you just dropped a new song, right?
Slide.
With the Castaway Slide.
Song Slide.
I heard it pretty early.
Castaways.
I remember hearing
I
that
already
when
told you.
after it was recorded in the studio, and I was jealous. I was like, "This is hard. I want to be on this."
Hey
Dude,
man,
that
shout out to
song
OD.
is
He
hard.
killed that
Song
fucking
is
hook.
so
Oh my
Pretty damn
god,
hard.
he did
Yeah.
so good.
He always,
Everyone
like-
killed it, bro. Like, so me and OD and Casper came with all our shit ready, and then Evan just showed up and just like wrote his verse and recorded it, and just like fucking killed it, dude. Like it was.
I feel like that
Yeah,
fool
like-
Evan just like
Yeah.
shows up, does his thing, and then leaves.
I
He's
mean,
like,
that sounds like Evan, and by any means, that's not even like a bad thing. I mean, I think the dude's like, if he's talented to do some shit like that, I'm like, god damn, bro, you're a monster.
And we
Yeah, you
low
don't
key
give a
like
fuck.
we recorded one more song in that session. That's dope as fuck. And I'm pretty sure like Castaways, they have a hold on that one, and they said it was to be announced. Recently, they said it was to be announced like Castaways with Zelda. So I'm like, okay.
Oh,
So I'm
that
just
was
kind of.
finished too, huh? Oh,
So
wow.
we're just kind of waiting on. Yeah.
No, I told them out as they made that song. I was like, no offense, but this is the best song you guys have ever made
oh,
so
slide.
far to me.
Slide?
Slide.
Yeah.
Slide.
Oh my god, yeah. OD.
Yeah, OD fucking
Odie, listen, I like Odie. I like you, dog. I'm gonna be honest with you though. Like a lot of your hooks are hit or miss, but this one, holy shit,
Hit.
Jesus Christ,
Smashed it.
Yes.
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
dope.
Goddamn, boy.
It's
Damn.
amazing.
Yeah,
Casper's
I
verse was hard as fuck. So was Evans.
Yeah.
So was Zelda's.
Everybody went off on that for me.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
yo, what the hell? I was like, y'all
shit
got
was
something
crazy.
right now.
Yeah.
Y'all
Baby,
got
what you
connection.
want?
Yeah.
Y'all gotta feed
Cause
off
I
this.
got what you need.
Crazy.
Oh my fucking
Yeah, I
god.
was like,
I'm trying to make a music video for that song in this, like in the early spring, drop it in the summer,
Mhm.
and just like do some like a really fun like block party fucking dope ass video. So
Here's what I am glad
Look
to
forward to
see
that.
out of you.
You
though.
invite us?
If I could show
Oh.
like just a,
you have to ask. Hell yeah.
if I could just show a little love right now. Here's what I am glad to see is that you are not shy of paying people. You know what I mean?
No,
Because
hell
when you hit
no.
me up for a
Yeah.
cover, because here's what I see from a lot of new artists, right?
Yep.
Unless it's like Bino and Robin. You know what I mean? Those people will pay me always, and I love them for it. But a lot of new artists who hit me up and shit for covers and stuff, they refuse to pay whatever price I give them. You know what I mean? And that's what I was scared of when you hit me up, because I was like, yeah, I like Zelda. I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to fucking make this cover for you. And I was like, I don't want her to be scared of any price. And then, like, I sent you the price, and you're like, all right, bet, I'll send it to you right now. And that's what I respect. And that's how I know you're going to go so fucking far
Yeah,
in the industry,
that's-
because of the fact that you are not
you
scared
throw
of that
down
fucking
money.
price. You know what I mean?
We'll share that.
Like,
Thank you.
that is,
There's a line you gotta cross. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when you start paying people for their efforts, it's like people like take you way more seriously.
way
Now
more.
people might like you, but
Yeah.
it's like then you pay them on top. Oh, this person got tier over here. This,
Yeah.
Send them through. Send them
Yeah,
to
bro.
everybody.
Like fucking like you could only get so far, you know what I'm saying? Like expecting shit for free from people. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You have to pay people. You know, that's why I'm naming the fucking album Money Talks, right? Because that's the main fucking thing of this industry is that it does talk. It talks extremely loud. And then like the fact that you're willing to pay the price for whatever you need just shows me right now. It's like, yeah, she wants this. You know what I mean? You want this more than most people, because there's a lot of people out here
Who do
that
music.
are from Reno and they do music, but like they don't want to pay nobody. They want to sit there and they just want to be like, oh no, bro, we cool. We met this time. You know, I dapped you up and gave you a hug or whatever. Can I get this cover art? Can I get this feature? Can I get this song? Can I get this video? Whatever the case may be. But as soon as you tell them that price, they're like, okay.
Mhm.
They leave you on red. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people that are only going to get so far. Those are the people where you already know they're only going to hit the top of the local scene. You know what I mean? Because you could only get so far with clout. You could only get so far with love, right? But as soon as you start paying people, that's when your fucking career goes to a different level. You know what I mean? Like, that is the utmost important part of it. Because a lot of people think it's just about the art, it's just about the networking, but really it's about the business side. Because without the business, the art doesn't, succeed, right?
Well, people don't hear about it as much.
Yeah, people.
Nah, but
Because people still hear about it, right? Because you guys from the same city
mhm.
or whatever, But who's really going to take you seriously? Who's willing to work with you, right? Oh, this guy hit me up for a feature, but he's not willing to pay my price. Well, I'm not going to work with him, right? And then that person's going up now. When in reality, like, you could have paid that guy for a verse. Now you got a song with a dude that's popping. You know what I mean? And he could take you with him because he takes you seriously because you're willing to pay him. Or you have the situation where you didn't want to pay him, and now he's like, okay, well, he doesn't really want this. He doesn't, or she doesn't really want to, go to the next level. So I'm not really going to consider them when I'm thinking about people that I want to bring with me, right? You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you're willing to pay the price, this already shows me that you're like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I take this shit very seriously, and I respect that.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
speaking of money, starting next year, features are gonna cost too. So, yeah.
How much?
I feel like
What do you put it in?
I'm
at?
gonna, dude. It's gonna be pretty low, bro. Like I'm just gonna start it at 150. Good old
If it's lower than
150.
250, it's wrong.
I started at 50, and then one. And then
Well, I'm
150.
gonna start at 150.
No, you should.
Yeah.
You should.
No, you should start at.
You should.
And then
You
in
should-
like
you should
6
start at
months, I'm gonna
250.
bump it up. So.
Here, no,
Yeah,
you should,
get 'em
Zelda.
all
You need
free.
to start at 250, right?
Yeah, I was about to say, like,
You really think so? Maybe
Yes.
200.
Let
maybe
me spit some
200.
game
I'll
right
start
now.
at 200.
you
Let's-
could
let's
start-
break
you
even
could
at
start
200.
150, but I mean, 3, maybe 6 months, bump that bitch up.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
let me
yeah.
say this right now. You should start at 250 right now, because here's the thing. There's like only like 2 other female rappers out here right, that work as hard as you. Right? I can't even name the other one, but I know there is another one. You know what I mean? But like you like one of 3 female rappers. A lot of people want to work with a female artist. You know what I mean? And you definitely one of the better ones. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Putting that price
In
at
general.
$250, just a fact.
Okay,
Yeah, bro.
you're inspiring me right now. I'm gonna do it.
Not even just like
she's
amongst
fired up.
female
I'm
rappers.
like, okay.
But charge
That's
me.
all I needed
But
to
charge
hear.
me
Don't- you don't have to
$50,
tell me
okay?
2
Charge
hours.
me for $50, okay? Because
Yeah.
For sure.
Charge-
charge
Give me-
us for
throw
like
me a
150.
free cover here and there. Like,
No, same
we'll
thing.
work it out.
No,
yeah.
after Tears of Blood 2 drops, 300.
No, yeah, just understand how
Yeah.
lucrative you are right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you're a female artist, you're actually tight. 150
Shout
is lowballing the fuck out of you. You need to get that shit up to
But-
250.
Yeah,
People
well,
will
I was.
fucking pay that
Yeah,
price.
okay, you're
But-
right. You're right. I was gonna lowball.
Because me and John always say this, right? You know what I'm about to say.
I know exactly.
You know what I'm about to say. It's like we charge, but if it's something that is really cool and we want to do it, we might let it slide.
Yeah, it's like
you know what I'm
different.
saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, no, I
because
feel-
like
No, I
we
feel
we want to be respected for our money, but if it's something that we both know is gonna grow us, and it's like, yo, that's a really cool idea.
Yeah, and if it's
That's something I
other
want.
shit,
Because that's the thing. It's like charge when you don't have time to do anything. But if you got time, it's like I always say. It's like because I used to. There's times where I'm like filled up, can't do anything. There's times I don't. The times I don't, I let some things slide just until things build back up. And it's like I only charge when I don't have time, or it's something I don't want to do.
Man, you guys must be busy, huh? Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
It's crazy that GTA didn't grow you at all or anything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it really did.
look at these 2 pieces of shit, Zelda. These motherfuckers charge me for everything.
What
You
the fuck?
motherfuckers.
No, that's
Guys.
that's just who you are.
Well, I was about to say, like,
That's just who you are,
Yeah,
Jimmy.
you're literally the one talking about money right now, and I'm like, I mean, if we told you like we wouldn't charge.
Hey,
you,
man,
you'd
hey,
still
I'ma
give us
stay
money.
paying you
You'd
guys.
still give us money. I mean, and that's what I respect about you too. I'm just
Jimmy's close enough to us now where if he wanted a free video, it's like he probably could get it at this
Yeah,
point.
it's
If
like,
it's
hey,
cool, if it's cool and we want to do
Stop
it.
looking at me like that, you
If
bitch.
it's cool, because like he might pull out some bunk shit.
All right, I
We're
want,
like, we
I
don't-
want, I want
like,
Clockwork to
no,
be free.
because yeah, I'm like if Clockwork,
Yeah, clockwork.
We
I was
might
like-
do
I was gonna-
Clockwork.
Hold on, I wasn't gonna tell him this like, before, but I was like, me and Stu had some ideas, and I was like, I do that for free.
we're big fans of Clockwork, so
All right, well, this isn't my episode. Let's redirect this.
I
back to
know.
Zelda.
Okay, sorry,
Yeah,
Zelda.
we just got
Don't be
caught.
sorry.
No, okay. So, have you charged for features? Like,
No,
has there
dude.
been
Like,
anything yet?
actually, I just literally wrote a whole song for somebody for free. And then after I did that, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And that's when I decided I was going to start
You
charging.
songwrite too?
So,
Like you're a
It-
ghostwriter?
no, I don't prefer it, but this was different. It was like a producer sent me a beat, and they're making an album, and they wanted a different artist on each beat, and so I'm on one of those beats. So I just like wrote a song for that beat, sent him all the like vocals, and he's gonna mix it and all that stuff.
Somebody doing that.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
people have done that.
It's
for me
pretty
too.
like a
Yep.
kind of like a DJ type, like DJ Khaled style. You know what I mean? You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you.
I wouldn't say DJ Khaled. I would say like because DJ
different
Khaled's
for
not like
sure,
a real
but that-
producer.
But
You know what I
that's like a example.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
But no, I don't like prefer ghostwriting because I have a hard enough time writing my own music. You know, like I'll write verse after verse, and I'll be like, no.
Yeah, it took her 3
no,
months to finish the verse for our
no.
song.
Yeah, that was a good ass verse though,
It
man.
was good.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was literally about to ask you like what's your writing process like? How do you go about that?
Lately, it's been really fluid, which has been dope. Like I've just write every day. And it's like I don't really have a goal. I'm just writing verses, and I might use them, I might not. Yeah. So that's kind of what I do. Like I wake up. I bought this book, dude. Like I listened to this J. Cole interview. Someone sent to me, because they knew I was having a hard time writing, and he talks about this book called The Artist's Way, and I can't remember who it's by at the moment.
Oh, I think it was.
Yeah, but it's a great book, and it's worked for so many people, and it just kind of talks about different things that, and I just started it, like I haven't even read a chapter of it, but like one of the techniques is you just wake up every morning, and the first thing you do is write
View
3
everything
pages.
out, yep.
Yeah, 3 pages of just nonsense.
Just
it could
nonsense,
be whatever.
just
Like
going,
it
yes.
could be like poems. It doesn't matter. Like you just write 3 pages. So I've just
Does it
been
have to rhyme?
no.
Nope.
But
Whatever.
sometimes when I'm
Just
feeling
loose.
insane, I'll do that. Like I'll turn beats on and just write rhymes the whole
I was
time.
gonna say, do you physically
Yeah.
write that, or do you like do it on your phone?
Normally if I write a track, I do it on my phone because it's really convenient. Like I'll have the beat right there.
But you
I
prefer-
could pause it. I could go back. Like I like to write, but I don't know. I've just found like when I do write, my thoughts are very quick, so it's quicker for me to type them than just to write them. So I'll like do it on my phone, but sometimes if I'm really feeling it, I'll write it down in a notebook. Like I love to actually write, but
I was about to say, so your preferred way is probably on the phone because it's just quicker.
yeah, songwriting on the phone, but like when I wake up and write, it's in a notebook always. Like you know what I mean? So
that sounds like a good practice.
Yeah.
Even just for like not just for like musicians, but just doing something like.
No, and the book is not just for artists. It's for like writers. It's for like every type
Any
of
creative
like
process,
creative.
Yeah. No, it's good. I've read some parts of it. Yeah.
And it's just supposed to make it essentially so like the practice of writing is so present and you're just so like open to it that when every time you sit down to write, it's just like a fluid process. Like you just do it. Like it's not like you have to do it at a certain time for a certain period of time. It's just like when you can do it, you sit down, be creative, it's there type of thing.
Because the biggest,
yeah.
The biggest thing is like always thinking if things are good or not. When you're in the creative process, right? I feel like we all have gone through that. It's like, is this good enough? But that kind of eliminates that. It's just like, dumb stuff, whatever, get it all out.
Yeah, just like acceptance and.
So you take like this emotional dump on this fucking. On the paper or notepad or whatever. Like me, because I only care about melodies, right? I let words come in later, so I just like do random melodies into the phone.
That's like some game that the lead singer of Earth, Wind, and Fire put on. He's like, you should never sacrifice the melody for lyrics. He's like, even if the words don't make sense, as long as the melody works.
That's my thing.
Oh,
because
that's very interesting.
I've always because people are always like, yo, your lyrics don't make sense. It's like I know it doesn't make sense, but the melody's tight, right?
So,
like Wish You Well.
Yeah, because these two are more rappers, right? Like I like Melly's way more, even though she sings, and you're starting to sing now.
I was about to say, and that totally makes sense. But I mean, like it's really interesting to see like your guys' like process. It's like everybody has something different. Like what's your process, Jimmy? Like in regards to like keeping yourself sharpening.
Because this album that you're about to drop soon is heat. Is heat.
Shit, I don't know.
You've grown a lot since I first met you, like a stupid amount from Ballistics, because Ballistics kind of trash.
Yeah. Hey,
if you heard his new album and you listen to Ballistics, you're like,
dude, that song,
two different
that
people.
song Presidential, what the fuck?
Yep.
Like
You
that
fuck
shit
with
is
Presidential?
dope, dude. What the
No,
fuck?
check this out. Presidential ain't even the best song on that thing.
Yeah. Obviously,
No way.
Obviously, you haven't. I don't know if you've like. Obviously, she hasn't heard like the. Like
no.
No.
I'm just saying that Swivel's the best song. All right.
It's not.
It's not. But
They like Clockwork.
So yesterday he sent me his album.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really complete yet. I mean, it's like what you said, 96%.
Yeah, there's like some like mixing
But I'm gonna
issues.
tell you right now. We were talking about this in the car too. But this man, his last album, Ballistics. I wasn't a fan. Not trying to. Like,
Listen,
sucked,
I know.
bro.
Listen,
It
Ballistics
sucked, bro.
Ballistics is garbage, but what it did for me is more than I could ever ask.
No, exactly, and that's what I was about to get to. Whatever happened then to what you are now is completely different, and it's so much better. Like me and Stu were just like in awe. He's in my room. We're just listening to his songs and stuff, and we're just like, first Stu's like, sounds like GTA, and then like at some point Stu's like, it's the best thing he's ever wrote.
Not to toot my own horn. I told him like after GTA, I'm like, you just need to make a lot of GTAs, and then you'll see what happens. He started making a lot of GTAs. Then he started getting weird with it. That's the later half of his album. It's all the weird stuff he came up with on his own because he got bored of the GTA stuff. And then it's just like the best stuff he's ever made.
So what I'm saying is, though, like if you think Presidential is hard, like
Yeah, that shit is
past
hard.
that, whatever Jimmy's about to like just hit people with, it's
I'm ready.
I'm not trying to hype it up so much.
I'm
but
ready.
I'm just saying, like,
It's
from
good.
Mine and Stu's perspective, it's good.
But enough about Jimmy.
Yeah, this is
Are
this
we-
is my
no,
episode.
Zelda,
Well,
are-
I was
have-
gonna transition to this. So speaking of like
Albums.
and projects,
Yep, I was gonna ask the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we were thinking the same thing. Do you have stuff
Project
that you're
in
working on
mind.
that you want to talk about, share?
Do you
or
even
ideas
want to
that
release
you're
a
probably
project?
working-
I do want to release. Actually, I wanted to release a project in the fall. I had like a lot of plans, dude. It was gonna be
Can
dope.
I be on that?
Didn't work out at all. Like obviously.
No,
'cause
you just
nothing
move
came-
it. You just move it forward in the future. Can I be on that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
But I want to do a mixtape, but per se, like I wanted to do an EP. Then I was like, nah. And I don't want to do an album. Obviously, like I'm a new artist, so I'm just gonna do a
Screw
mixtape.
that, because I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're
but
good.
like
Let
again,
me
I told
put you
him
on
the
some
same thing.
game.
No, making an album is like a challenge for your artistic view. Like you're doing a whole sequence of songs that are
Yeah.
supposed to be meant together. So
And
it's gonna
another
take a
thing-
lot out of you, and you're gonna grow a lot from it.
Yeah,
Even if not everybody's gonna listen to everything, it's a challenge for your artistic view in life.
Yeah.
No, for real.
Well, but
And
I've
what
never-
You said, and another thing, man, like it's like albums will do so much for you, right? Because
Get your ass out of John's face and sit down.
John can deal with my
And stop interrupting Zelda. No. Sit your fat ass down.
No, don't call me fat. Don't body shame me. asshole.
You sexy boy.
No, but like albums do a lot for you. Like, but let's just use on SoundCloud.
Just go to the restroom.
Go.
Just go to the restroom.
Go. Say it when you come back. Say it when you come back. You're not even talking into the mic, dude. What is this?
Nah, dude, I would like love to make an album, but I just don't feel like I'm there yet. You know, like I
no.
never made a project, so at this point, I don't want to commit to an album. Like I just want to make a mixtape, and then from there I'll
I
probably.
mean, I guess in my case, I'll say that's totally okay. Because it seems like you're just having fun. You're just doing what
Yeah.
you're doing, and you're growing as an artist.
Yeah.
I feel like you'll
I-
know when the right time comes to. Even if you want to drop an EP, not an
But like,
album,
don't you remember those fucking days in high school where you get like free fucking mixtapes on SoundCloud, dude?
Yes.
That was the like Faces. What? I was a senior when that came out. Like that was the best day. I remember what I was doing that day. I was in PE. I was shooting archery, bro, and I was listening to Faces. I was like, this is the best day
tight.
ever. You know what I mean? Like, what? Yeah, like they had that there, but it was cool.
I'm talking about the archery.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I also do archery. That's style type. But no, I'll say like your sound and your storytelling definitely deserves. I want to see you challenge yourself and make like at least like a 5-song EP, something.
Oh,
like that.
yeah,
Like
no.
that's something that's
Talking to
connected.
The master of a 5-song EP. It's this guy right here.
Well, because for me, like most people knew about me after I dropped Tears of Blood, which is like a 5-song part that I made about like an ex-girlfriend or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like there was a lot of like thought put into like, okay, this song is supposed to be 1 and this is supposed to be 2, this is supposed to fall into 3, you know what I mean? 4, 5, like these are supposed to be in this order.
Mm-hmm.
And like John, we were going through Money Talks, Jimmy's newest album that hasn't came out yet, and I was talking so much about like placement, because placement of song in album matters, because you're supposed to listen to it like that, and for you to not just do that in song, because you do that in song, right? You want to say this first and that comes later. To do that with a whole project, even if it's a small project, that like flexes or challenges your way of thinking and creating. That's why I'm like, I want to at least do like 2 to 3 projects a year, even if they're small. Like I like that thinking process. I feel like it helps me a lot, even with like when I go back to singles, because I thought about it so many different sounds in different orders. So when I come back to singles, I feel like my singles are way better.
Yeah, I feel that.
And your sound is dope as fuck.
Shout out.
You have a super like hard, again, back to the people.
It's a unique sound. For
Thank
sure.
you.
Back to like, you know, like the J. Cole sound, or like just storytelling in general. Like I feel like you're extremely good at that. And it's like, I want to hear you try to make a story out of multiple songs.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like you would be insane. You would be goated, knighted, straight up. I know you're like,
Fuck.
I don't
I
want to
was
do
like
all,
pressure.
I don't want to do all,
I'm
like,
just-
I don't want to do all that.
Fine.
No, you got
No.
it in you. Like you, I feel like you do that naturally. Like you try to just like you try to paint a scene for people.
Mhm.
Me, I just like making melodies, but you like to paint scenes for people,
Mhm.
and I think you're really good at that. So like, if the day you do a project, whenever you feel like you're ready for that, like it's gonna be something really special.
Well,
Yeah,
shout
and then-
out.
and then
Thank
again,
you.
If you're obviously like on the fence about starting one now, like maybe think about it in a different way. Like maybe at some point you're gonna want to challenge yourself. You feel like you've been doing a lot of this. You're obviously not doing a lot of it now, but you're working your way towards like doing more and more.
Mhm.
But at some point,
I at least want you.
want to challenge yourself.
I want to see you thinking about it, even if you don't drop it till next
it's
year.
definitely been on on my mind. Like I said, I wanted to drop a project this fall, but it just didn't work out. I ended up scrapping. Like, I was working on a bunch of music, dude, this summer, and I scrapped it all. Like, it's not, none of that's gonna ever,
Even if
ever,
you
ever,
didn't-
ever even be recorded type
Okay,
of thing.
why? Why do you scrap?
I don't know. Okay, I went through like something that was pretty rough for me, like personally, and I felt like after I went through that, when I went back to all my old art, I wasn't feeling it, you know, like I didn't understand it as I did before, and so I just left it there. Like, I'm not gonna try to fix that or whatever. I'll just move on and make new stuff. So that's what I did, and actually that's
Helps
been
you.
working out pretty good.
Yep.
So yeah,
No, because I've scrapped like 3 projects
yeah,
because it just wasn't right.
and that's my life. Like, that's why I pretty much didn't start putting music out till this year, because up until then, everything I ever wrote, I just would be like, no, and I would like hate it, I guess you could say. I just would end up either erasing it or it's still on my phone, and I never actually, some of those verses have been recovered, like kind of like picked apart and used in other songs and stuff, but for the most part, none of that stuff will like ever really make it out there.
Well,
So.
when the day comes and you put a name on that first album, please call it Legend of Zelda.
Okay,
It's
we'll
so
see.
cool.
Well, I've never even played that game. Everybody asked me that. I need to play that fucking game.
So
Like,
that's actually what I'm gonna lead up to next.
Yeah.
But I feel like Jimmy might want to hear this too, because I don't know the story. They might.
oh, of the name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why did you come up with the name Zelda?
So, I started calling myself Zelda when I was like 18, maybe a little bit before that actually. But I just kind of didn't really identify, I guess, like with what was going on around me for the most of the time. So I kind of felt the need to create an alias there, which like ended up being my artist like persona, if you will. But the main reason I started calling myself Zelda is because I don't know if you guys ever watched like, oh God, what is it called? It's like, I know it's like Swan Lake, but there's different characters in this. It's this cartoon for kids, and there's this witch in it, and her name is Zelda, and she's just super emotional, dude, and like she always acts on impulse, and like her plans never fucking work, bro, because she just like acts on impulse, and she's always like so upset that her plans are never fucking working. So like when I was a kid, like I just thought she was so funny, dude, like, and that name always stuck in my head. And then as I got older, I like was kind of going through some shit, and I just like I liked the name, and it actually means blessed in Hebrew and in Yiddish, and so I really identified with that because I always felt like I've been, you know, like extremely blessed in my life. And then it also means gray woman in Hebrew, which means like you're fighting a battle that not a lot of people can see or understand. So that's pretty
hard as
much
fuck.
what that means. Yeah. So, but like it did spring from this like cartoon that I watched as a kid, dude, with this like woman that just was like emotionally just like she would just act on impulse and do stuff, and it never worked out. She was like the bad guy, but she like wasn't the bad guy. I don't know. I
Because
need
me
to.
and John are
I-
thinking like so like
I
I think
don't-
I've definitely
You
heard
probably
this.
have, dude. Like
think I know it.
the
I'm just like,
princess's
I might-
name is like Annalise, and I can't think of. I honestly, this is terrible, but I can't think of the name off the top of my head right now. Yeah,
you looking it up?
yeah,
I
yeah.
know, 'cause
Google
I'm
it.
Like I feel like I've seen this.
It's like the princess of something.
Yeah, because
Let me Google
I
it.
always
I'll
thought
find
it was
it right-
after the princess
right
in
quick.
the Legend of Zelda.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
was
we're
like,
all thinking.
Well, I mean, it's still technically, you know,
Princess
it's a
and
lady.
Let's see here.
Zelda the Gray Woman. That's
That's
hard
crazy,
as
yeah.
hell.
But yeah, no,
Maybe you
it's
should name the album that.
Gray Woman, right?
Oh, that's,
That's
oh my
hard.
god.
hell
Yeah.
Please.
But no, that's the main reason.
Don't
It's
steal it.
Can you
Just
do one project that's
supposed-
called Gray Woman?
I will.
Gray
Oh my
okay.
gosh.
Oh, that
That'd
sounds
be
make-
so
good.
sick.
Oh, man, we just gave you something too. Like, oh,
I
great.
better be on that one.
Oh,
I'll
God,
pay
yeah,
you to be on that.
Yeah, put Stu and Jimmy on it. Let's do that.
I'll lace up that hook.
Yeah, we'll bring the guns.
You want some GTA? I'll give you some GTA.
I can't even. This is terrible. I can't even find it on.
Just
Oh,
have-
Barbie Swan Lake, the Swan Princess.
Just have
Bada,
Bar-
That's
bada,
what it's
bada,
called.
bitches.
It's called the Swan Princess.
Oh my gosh. We need
Sorry to be
we need
that.
find this.
No, it's called the Swan Princess.
Swan.
It's an animated film series that began in 1994.
I feel like I have seen it. It sounds very familiar. Characters sound very familiar.
Show me a picture.
Does that look familiar?
Let me look at it.
It's a good show, dude. Like, there's a frog in there. Like, there was like, I don't know, man. It was. You know what I mean?
Nah,
Dude, I
you
loved that show. I fucked with that
Oh,
show
so
so
it's
hard.
Yeah,
But do you remember the witch in there?
Yes,
That
I
was
do.
like just
Yes,
so
I do.
like she'd always cry and shit.
Yeah, so the princess gets turned into a swan because I think she's in love with the prince. And
Yeah.
the witch gets jealous or something like that.
Mhm.
And I think she's like, I don't know. I think she almost like wants to stay a swan or something. It's very like vague. But I have seen it. Good movie.
But yeah, no, there's a bunch of different episodes, and that was like the first time I ever heard the name Zelda. And as a kid, I just remember being so annoyed. I was like, why does the bad character have to have the coolest name? Like, you know, like I was just so fucking mad about that.
Have you ever
So-
played like the Zelda games?
No, I've never played the games. Everybody always asks me that, and I want to buy a Nintendo Switch for that
Just
reason
so you
alone,
say it. Okay.
Play Breath of the Wild.
so I can play the games.
Best fucking oh my fucking god! Breath of the Wild is so good.
I'm not a video game person, but if they're worth it, like they're worth it, I'll do it.
Breath of the
I'll
Wild.
The attention span for it.
Listen, Breath of the Wild is worth it. Like that game. This is how linear the game is. It's like kill the bad guy. That's it. It's like because
Look.
like you do like 2 main quests in the whole game. You do like the tutorial and all that shit as most games go, and then you get like your second quest, which is like, all right, kill the main guy. Go kill the main bad guy of the fucking game. You could do it now. You could do it later. Don't matter. And it's fucking perfect.
I'll tell
Dude,
you that.
I was like a huge Kirby fan back in the day.
Hell
Like
yeah.
I loved
Love
Kirby,
Kirby.
bro. Like when I was young, like middle school, elementary, I loved Kirby.
The side scroller one where you just walk into the side
Yeah.
and you just
Yeah.
it's over.
It was the coolest game ever.
I'll tell you this: just play Breath of the Wild, and just know the story of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and like you'll stop all those mega nerds from killing you.
You don't even have to know the story to like enjoy Breath of the Wild though, because Breath of the Wild is the only Zelda game I ever played. Because I wasn't a Nintendo kid. The only time I ever had a Nintendo is when me and my cousin robbed somebody, and we took his Nintendo.
You wanna say that out loud?
I still have a Nintendo. I bought it.
This is when I was a kid. Okay, so this is a juvenile record. Okay.
So it's documented.
All right.
Documented.
All right, so we broke into a house, we stole a Nintendo 64, and we played Smash Bros. So I was never a Nintendo kid, but Breath of the Wild is usually one of the most breathtaking fucking games I've ever played in my life. Like, it was so good.
Yeah, sure.
I brought this too.
yeah. No.
Is that good? Is that close
Oh,
enough?
Let's do how we
Cool.
makes it easy.
Thank
You
you.
can just chill. It's
Thank
all
you very much.
good. You know, we don't break character.
Yeah. Yeah. So you don't have to like hunch forward to
Okay, yeah.
get
So
in there.
speaking of breaking character, I don't really know your real name.
My real name is Sarah.
Yep.
Yeah. So ironically
shit.
enough, that means princess. Zelda is a princess in her game. So I don't know, man. There's something going on here. Like
It sounds like it's fake.
Sarah with a H.
I thought your name was Eric. I'll be honest with you. I thought your name was Eric.
That'd be kind of cool. Like one of those like.
For no fucking reason. I
No,
was
my
like,
name's
her
Sarah.
name is Eric.
She looks like an Eric.
Sarah.
That's why my name is like Sarah Zelda on everything, or like Zelda on Twitter.
Yeah.
With an S.
Yeah, Zelda. Cause Zelda's never fucking available, dude. Like,
I mean, it's again because of the video
frustrating.
game.
Yeah,
There's the nerds out there.
No,
Yo.
I would be shook if nobody had that.
I know it's frustrating though. One day I'll just like pay the person off that has like at Zelda on every.
You ain't got enough money.
I said one day.
I mean,
One
some
You
day.
won't have enough money.
billions.
You'll be a billionaire
No,
at
have you
that
guys-
point.
have
That
you guys
motherfucker will
heard
never
of,
give it up.
It's probably Nintendo who owns that account. So they
Have you
probably
guys
like-
heard of Lady London? Have you
No.
ever heard of her?
No.
She's from New York. She's fucking dope, dude. But anyway, she's a female rapper, and for like I've been following her come up for like a few years. You know, like she's been at it for way longer than I've been following her. But I've been following her, and for the longest time, dude, she could not get Lady London on any social media account because somebody had it. But now she has it on every social media account. She's Lady London. So one day I'm gonna be Zelda with a Z on every social media account.
Listen,
Like it's
but
gonna
Lady
happen.
London isn't like
Isn't
Zelda.
Zelda.
It's not Zelda.
Dude, it's
You
gonna
don't know how
happen.
many-
It-
you don't know how
everybody
many,
has their
like,
price.
huge-
No, look, you don't understand
greasy,
what we're trying to
pimply
tell you.
white guys have that fucking name. Okay, they are obsessed over that shit.
Money won't
Gosh, you
satisfy
guys are
them.
killing my
No, but
dreams
this
right
is what I'm
now.
trying to tell you, like, who the thing that owns that name is most likely Nintendo. They're never probably gonna say
Or a
that name.
Nintendo fan, all
Yeah,
right?
or a Nintendo fan.
And if they love Zelda that
They will
much,
probably never
they
sell
will
it to you.
never give it to you unless like I don't even know.
Yeah,
I feel like
somebody just put
listen.
London and Lady.
Lady
together.
London
I'm gonna
is
have to do
different.
some
I-
crazy
I
shit
believe-
to get
listen.
that. Oh
Look,
god!
listen, if you do get that name, we will all be sure.
If I
listen.
do get that name, I already have that name.
Listen,
I
I
am Zelda.
believe in you.
Like,
Okay, I believe that you could do it. I'm just gonna tell you, it's gonna be so fucking hard. All right,
It's gonna be
you
a
get
lot of money.
like runner up. You're gonna be able to get like Zelda with an H at the end of it. So
Dude,
Zelda,
I got the name on Apple Music and Spotify already. I mean, essentially, that's all I fucking need. You know what I mean?
Right,
I mean,
right.
like, yeah, that's all I got. Like, I got the name on Apple Music, and I remember when I typed it in, it was all checking stores to see if there's blah 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 blah. Like, if I could be Zelda, and I was like, had so much anxiety, dude, because there was multiple Zeldas on Spotify and Apple Music.
Yeah.
But yeah, it all worked out, so it's fine.
That's like one. It's like completely
Everything's gonna be
backwards.
okay.
I hate all three of you, but I will get that name.
Honestly,
That's one thing I'm like thankful about
I mean,
my
she's
name.
the
is,
lady
like,
of destiny right now,
it's
so I
gonna
guess you'll make it.
happen.
Yeah, I mean, Sherry has.
It's
Sarah,
only a
Princess,
matter of
it's
time. It's
Yeah.
only a matter of time.
That's like one thing I'm thankful about with Jimmy Teflon because nobody else has that name. You know what I mean?
probably a good reason.
I knew nobody had my name.
Stu J. Yeah, it's just like
nobody that specific.
well, because I know so many rappers with like that have the same name as other rappers from around the country. You know what I mean? But nobody has Jimmy Teflon. But yet I cannot get the Jimmy Teflon domain for Instagram or Twitter. That's why I go by Teflon 403. You know what I mean? Like because I don't want to be one of those people.
Have you tried Jimmy with an I, like Jimmi?
That's a female version of me, and I hope to God to never meet her because she sounds violent. Okay,
All right.
Sounds rough.
so you stab me the
You're
first
going to get married soon.
probably.
So but yeah, like, so what advice would you give to like other females wanting to rap? Because I know it's been kind of smooth for you, but it's like, it's girls like, I really want to do this, but I don't know how to do this, or like who I should reach out to, or like,
Do you anticipate the difficulty?
or just anybody who's like starting.
No,
No,
fucking gangster,
like
though.
when I do something, like I'll just go for it full fledged, and then I'll just do it. Like
Just all gas, no brake pads.
yeah, like sometimes I'll go till I burn out, like it's negative, but sometimes it's been a good thing. So like I just do it. Like that would be my main advice. Like just go for it, dude. Like, and don't be afraid to show love to other artists. Like that's one thing I've gotten from other male artists. Like they've told me that I'm really approachable, which is great, because like some female artists I've heard are just not approachable. Like they think that they're they're gonna be taken the wrong way if they hit up that girl, like to work with them or whatever. But with me, like I'm just super open, but I'm also super careful. Like if I get any sort of weird vibe on a DM, like I will not link with you whatsoever. So like I just link with people that are chill, but like I've never been scared to show love where I think love is due, and that's like been, I think, the main thing that's really kind of like pushed me out.
I'll
of
say
my
that's fair
comfort
for
zone
a
and
lot
out
of
there,
female
yeah.
artists. It's like, I don't hit people up because they might be weird. Definitely that definitely
Yeah.
could be true.
What's
yeah.
the weirdest? What's the weirdest? It's gone.
So
No names, no names. You could,
dude, okay, it's
No
got
names, no
pretty
names, but
weird.
what
Like
is
I
the
could tell
weirdest
multiple
shit?
stories, but I remember one time I was in Reno and I already had like a stacked weekend. It was actually that weekend I was working with Bosnian Castaways, and I had a photo shoot with Jerry. Like there was just a lot going on. I had tattoos going on. Like there's everything, and this person hit me up that I've actually never heard from, and it was a videographer apparently that, like, on their account, it was like they had no pictures of them. They had content, but it kind of just looked more like it was filmed on a phone. Like, no shade or anything. Like, do your thing. But just not really, like, kind of what I was looking for. And they just were, like, constantly hitting me up. And I finally was just like, hey, like, I am in Reno this weekend, but I can't work. Like, I'm really busy. And they're like, are you serious? And I'm just like, yeah, like
Jesus Christ.
I'm like,
Cut him off
like
right
who
there.
are you? But then they're just like, you really can't make an exception. Like you're really not about it like that. Like you really don't want to work. Like making it like I'm not for real. Like I don't give a fuck about music. Like I'm not down to work. And I was just like, what? And then I don't know. I shortly realized that I was making a mistake by even answering. So I just stopped replying, like blocked the account. But like I'd say like the weirdest shit is like people coming at me, and when I'm like not really down to work, that they think they'll try to make it about me, like I'm not about it. Or all producers hit me up just over and over and over again trying to get me to buy their beat pack, and I'm just like, dude, I don't even make beats, like fucking leave me alone, like essentially. And dude, they'll like hit me up every time. They're like, no, I'll give you like half off, like just give me $20 and I'll give you this beat pack. I'm like, dude, I'm broke, like I'm an artist too, dude. I don't have money, like I'm spending on studio time, like
I said no.
yeah, no, but it's like constant, dude. And like I'm just like, dude, you need money that bad? Like fucking A. Like it's just they're really trying to push it and like get their stuff out there, but it's crazy. Like I don't know. Like I've got a lot of that, and then I've got a lot of like producers hitting me up and buying their beats, and like sometimes I will because they'll give me a coupon code, so I'll get like multiple beats. But then like I don't force music upon myself, so if I'm not really feeling it in the moment, I'm not gonna write to it. So most of the beats that I buy, dude, like I've not written to, and
Straight up.
yeah.
Oh
So
my God.
like then I'll constantly get hit up by those producers like, you written anything to that yet? And I'm like, no, motherfuckers, like I would have let you know if I did. But it like to a point it just kind of gets like, no, I haven't. Or just like they'll unfollow me and refollow me on their account every day, and I'm like, what is going on?
Jesus.
Like no, but that's
Fucking weirdos. I
That's
ain't
how,
even got
that's how you
that
know
shit.
you're
Dude.
hot. Hey, that's how you know you're hot, though.
That's how
that
you know you're hot.
happens.
It's true.
That's how you know you're hot.
True.
That's the weirdest shit that I have to put up with, and I'm always confused by it because I'm always down to work, you know, but like, I don't know, it's weird. I'm like, dude, I just bought like 5 of your beats. Why are you mad? Like, yeah, like you're mad that I haven't written to it, but I just bought 5 beats,
No,
bro.
that
Like,
goes to show. It's like people like if nobody wants to buy your beats, then you suck. Period. Like no, because fucking Sam Angers, dude, I love that guy. His beats are insane. I will just give him money for free, cause he's that fucking good. I love that dude. He's the one who made Galaxy Road. What was the song you like on the album? Negative. Waterfall. That's all him.
Oh, that's Waterfall?
Bro, he is insane. I will just give that motherfucker money because he's good and he doesn't ask for anything. I'm like, that's the kind of producer like I want to blow up. Like, anytime like he does anything, I'll share it because he's that fucking good. And it's like people don't want to be that fucking good. They just want the money, and it's like that. You know what I mean? It's like, and for artists, it's like, even if you buy beats, it's like it has to be in the thing where you like, yo, I hear the song that I want to make on this.
and that's what I learned. That's why I don't buy beats anymore unless the song's like done.
I know that's why it's hard because you know people send me beats sometimes, and I'm like, you know, it's different when I collab on somebody else's like song or whatever. I'm like, they're asking me for a collab, I'll try to do something. But for my own songs, is why I don't have a lot of features or whatever. But it's like I gotta feel that shit because I want to make a good song, and the beat has to tell me that. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't just like throw beats at people like, oh, why aren't you making my beat? Hey, for fucking producers out there, you know, if you like an artist, like just send out beats. And, you know, it might only be one song out of like 20 that you send. But that's kind of the thing you have to deal with when you're being a producer. And if nobody wants to be on your beats, it's like maybe switch up your process. Like artistry is a long time, and you have to, and you're dealing with other artists who feel things in the moment. Just keep going, keep trying to do new things, and then like one day it's gonna click. Like Deacon was given to me by I Got Beats for Days. He sent me another beat, I wasn't feeling it. I think he sent me 2 more beats after that. He's like, yo, let's make a Deacon 2. I'm like, I don't know, man. Deacon was a special time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I was in a special place.
I was in a special place. I like that song is like really nice. Everybody refers to the music video. Like, you know, it's like, yo, I need them Deacon shots. Like, people always ask, like, John for that or me for that. It's like, yo, let's make Deacon again. And it's like, I'm like, I don't know, man. That was a weird time in my life, dude.
And honestly, I mean, that was just a random video, too.
That was a random. We just shot it on the day of. Like, I had a wholly different plan for that. I told him, like, a whole storyboard. We did none of that.
Everything went to hell.
Everything went to hell. Same with Blood Moon. I had a whole thing for that. Threw that away. But people are always like, yo, those was sick. It's like, yo, things just happen.
Yeah, and literally every time, like, me and Stu either get that, like, we always talk about, like, I swear, like, they have no idea, like, what it would have been.
That's why, like,
It out.
that's why with the verse from you or like a song from me, it's like, yeah, it might take time. I'm never gonna be mad if like a song falls through. I know how it is. I've been doing this long enough. It's like, yo, maybe things didn't click. I'm gonna keep trying with you if I see the vision, right? Like same with like any song that I've done collabs with. I'm like, if I see the vision and I want it to happen, I'm gonna keep hitting you up. If that song falls through, maybe I'll give you another one because I know how it is. It's like you just can't just get on everything. It doesn't make sense for you. Like, you don't feel it. Sometimes, I'm pretty sure you've done enough songs where you phone it in, right? At this point, no.
What do you mean?
Like,
Just tap out.
it's not because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's songs where you feel like yes, and there's songs where it's like I could do this.
Yeah, like I kind of just did one where I wasn't completely sure about it, and after I did that, I decided I never want to fucking do that again, dude.
Mhm.
Like I want to just make sure I'm doing everything that I love. Like I don't want to make it feel like I have to do anything, you know? Like I want it to be like organic and authentic and just like real shit that like isn't forced, you know? So like I don't know. After I did that verse, I decided I was like I'm not doing that anymore. And I mean that verse, I don't think it will probably even ever come out.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I just decided, you know, I'm done with that. That's why I decided I was like, I'm charging for features from now on. Like, if anyone really fucks with me, like, they're gonna have no fucking problem paying for the feature.
Straight.
Yeah,
Straight.
250
Yeah,
is
you know
where
what
you
I'm-
should start too.
Yeah, no, and I'm going to. Like, you inspired me, dude. I'm like, fuck
Same,
150.
yeah.
Like, because
Yeah.
I know. And that's one thing about me, too. Like, if I write a verse and I finish it, I put everything into that verse, dude. And I want it to be as dope as it can be, like, for the song. And I'll try to make it as fluid as possible. And, like, that takes me a long time. Like, when, like, your verse, like, any verse I've ever written, dude, like, I take my time on that shit. And I want it to sound good. Like, I don't want to just, like, write something to fill in the space because you asked me to do it. Like,
Mhm.
like I want it to be amazing. Like, and yeah, like, especially me and you are working together because, like,
No, straight.
fucking
And
vibes.
I'll say this
But-
right here: if you ever feel the need, like where I gave you a song and you don't fuck with it, told Jimmy
Yeah,
the same
and
thing.
I would
I
let
asked
you
Jimmy to
know,
be on
you
some
know.
things, and like I could tell he's not really feeling. I'm like, don't like. I believe in you guys. I don't ever want you guys to feel like you have to get on something of mine. If you do not feel it, like just say, hey, no, this ain't it. We can switch another one.
Yeah.
Because you guys are in it for the long haul, and it's like, I want whatever we make to be right, to hit people like nothing.
Mhm.
And if that takes like freaking a year, then it takes freaking a year. You know what I mean? Like we're all in this for the long haul. Don't ever feel like afraid to be like, Stu, I didn't really like the hook. I didn't really like the vibe of this one. Maybe we can switch beats. Always. Period. I'm always down to like switch whatever. I'm like, because I know what it is to be like on a beat that you're not really feeling, but you do it anyway just because somebody asked you to. Don't
Yeah.
ever feel like you need to be that way with me. Period.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
And like I said, like, I'm never going to do that again. After that one song, I was just like, you know what? No. Like, this is not what this is about, blah, blah, blah. I just want to make shit that, like, people want to hear, people want out of me, like, that I want to
That
make.
you feel like you
yeah,
did
that
good
I
on.
want,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and
that
you
I
got-
fuck with, so.
Something that you got to value too,
Yeah.
because if you just do songs just because like for whatever, whether that because like you want to bump up that featured on lists or you want to get paid for it, it's just like you got to be careful with that because sometimes it may feel right at the moment. You're like, whatever, I'll just put it out. It's fine. I won't care in like 3 years, and then 3 years go by and you're like, yo, this song is ass. I want this down. Like, yo, I straight up got into legal trouble over it.
Really?
Like, I-
Trying to just take a song off?
I didn't get into legal trouble, but I was ready to fucking start some legal shit
my
with somebody else.
Look at me.
Look at me, stupid.
Yeah, I'm stupid.
Dang,
Yeah,
you just
but,
drank
like,
a whole bottle
yeah,
of
there's this
wine.
one
That's
fool.
crazy.
I had a fucking song with him. I didn't
It's not
like the
that much.
song no more because the shit was ass. You know what I mean? Yeah, the shit was terrible. And I told him, I was like, I need you to take it down. He's like, I'm not taking it down. I was like, okay, well now you're using my voice without my permission. I'm gonna sue the fuck out of
I
you.
actually have someone doing that right now.
Listen, man, you just hit him. You just hit him with some fucking. You hit him with some DMCA's.
Yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
complicated, so I'm trying to figure out like.
Or
how
you
to
go
handle
threaten him with a gun. Whatever works. You can run all
Oh
over.
God,
You should- you should-
I'll tell you guys more
I
about
feel,
this
I
when
feel
we're
like
not.
I feel like
on
you
the
get some
mic.
goons under your belt.
This is
You'd be
crazy.
Like, I got some shooters. No, but like you do got to be careful with that because you could regret it in like a few years, and you don't. Artists already at this point, at your point, we already have enough on our fucking plate, whether that be whether that be features or just making projects or commissions or whatever. So you have so much on your plate already. You don't want to have to worry about having to fucking sue somebody because they refuse to take your fucking song down. Yes, it's important for your business that you work with as many people as possible, but when you sit there and you regret with the people that you worked with, it's like, was it really worth it?
Yeah, no.
It
definitely.
comes to this. It comes to this like artistic integrity versus the business. You know what I mean? And that's
Oh,
where
yeah.
shit like that clashes. You know what I mean? It's so fucking hard to deal with, and it will give you a fucking headache for fucking days.
No, for real. Like I remember when I first started doing shows, I was working with like multiple different what's the word, promoters. Was that the right word? Yeah.
People that get you on the show.
Yeah. And one of them was just super, super kind of like shady, dude. But I didn't care because I just was starting to do shows, so I was just kind of like, fuck it. Like I would just want to do shows. Like I just want to get my name out there.
Mm-hmm.
But then it was like only a few months before I realized that was like the total wrong mentality. Like who you're working with is like everything, dude. Like you got to make sure that you're working with like honest people that have like integrity, and they're trying to make sure that everyone eats and like everyone's doing their part and like blah blah blah. Like you're doing your part, whatever. But I don't know. That's how I'm viewing it now. Like I make sure like when I work with people, I'm like, oh yeah, like they got a vision. I can see that. We vibe, like good energy. Nothing shady, and
you kind of have to work with those shady and shitty people, though.
At first, sometimes.
Yeah, at first, you kind of have to walk through the mud a little bit.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
just to get your name out there, get more connections,
exactly.
learn,
Just so you know,
because eventually you'll find your
yeah,
people that'll work with you and shit. You know what I mean? Because I worked with shitty fucking people. There's some people on my last album that I don't really fuck with anymore, but when I worked with them, it was beneficial for me because through them I met other people. You know what I mean? You kind of have to walk through the mud a little bit. That's just a part of the process at the end of the day. And plus, if you never learned those lessons, it's good that you learn them now, because in the future, let's say that you've had a smooth ride all the way through. You're like, yeah, I've never worked with shady people, whatever. If that was the case, in fucking like a year and a half's time, when you're this big fucking artist, and now you're working with these people, but you don't know better, you could fuck your whole career over. So it's good that you learn this shit now, because it'll build your what's that word I'm looking for?
Rapport, reputation,
No, not rapport, reputation. It will build your
resilience,
intuition.
There you go.
Your intuition will build that, because you'll know the people to avoid and stuff. So it's good that you went through this, but at the same time, it fucking sucks. It always does. But it's good that you went through it, because now you know better. You know what I mean? And that goes for like any artist that's starting off. It's like you're gonna like, there's gonna be people that you meet and you're like, yeah, this person's fucking great, and then you realize they ain't shit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, no, me and John have really built like an intuition about people at this point, because we definitely, especially with our videography company, it's like we've dealt with some people that off the bat, the second people start talking like that, we just like, yep, yeah, bye. And it's funny because like we had the show, I had to show Bozzy that, because he was shooting the video for In the Darkness with me, and there's this guy who came up in this SUV, tricked out dude, and he's like, oh, you guys shoot video? Now I shoot video and stuff, but I did not talk to this guy. Bozzy was like, he's green thumb, he's all like, hey, yeah, dude, I shoot a video, I'm shooting videos right now. He's like, oh yeah, man, I'm sick. Anybody who says like I'm sick, I make hella views, I already do not want to talk to them at all. You're coming off with the wrong mentality. Yeah. It's funny because then Bozzy sat here last month, right? And then he was like, yeah, it's funny, Stu, how right you were about that dude. It was because when Bozzy was in that moment, he's like, it was weird that you didn't talk to him even though you do videos and stuff. I'm like, bro, I know a certain kind of person when they come up to me now, because me and John have done so much.
It's crazy the level of cynicism that is required for this job.
Yes. Like,
holy shit. Like, I'm an extremely cynical person.
Sorry you have to stereotype people, but it's sometimes real.
Yeah.
You know what I
mean?
Like,
I'm very cynical. But when I first came into this shit, I was so optimistic.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yes. Like, even for how cynical I was. And now I'm even more cynical, because I'm just like, yeah. Because it's like generalizing at the end of the day, but 9 times out of 10, it's fucking right. You know what I mean? It's like when a guy comes up to you, he's like, yeah, I'm tight. I get all these views. It's like, stop fucking lying to me. I never heard of you.
Stop lying.
I'm sorry, unless you're Schoolboy Q, get the fuck out of here. You know?
No, the same. Like when I heard So Special, it's like the second I heard that and I saw you, I already knew you were cool before I met you. Because I've done this. I don't want to act like I'm old man, but I've done this enough where it's like, yo, if I hear somebody's music, I can hear how much care people put in their music at this point. So it's like, second I heard So Special, I was like, okay, she's hella tight. I definitely want to work with her. And then as soon as I met you, I'm like, yep, she's super cool. She's like down with it. She's willing to make effort, but she's also careful. Like all that before I even met you.
Hell yeah.
So it's like, and I don't know if you developed that now, have you? Like, you've met enough people probably Do you feel
Yeah,
that?
well, like I said, like if I get any sort of weird fucking vibe from anybody, like I probably won't link with you just because I'm like a female that is always
Yep.
solo, dude. I'm always by myself. I will take no fucking risks with that. But like everybody that I've reached out to that I've really like felt that vibe with has always ended up being super dope, dude. Like Stu, Bozzy, Castaways. Those are the three main. Jerry, dude, I did a photo shoot with him. It was sick as fuck. I'm trying to think of who else I've worked with, but Brooksy in Winnemucca, dude. Shout out Brooksy. He's dope as fuck. Like everybody I've worked with,
from
like
Winnemucca.
he's from Winnemucca, dude.
What?
He's so lit. He's so
Damn,
lit,
man.
What?
dude. Yeah, no,
The
they
fuck?
him and his girlfriend Darian, they actually invited me out for a weekend, and I stayed like 2 nights at their house, and we literally just like vibed and made music all weekend. Like
That's
we
tight.
got
That's
3
tight.
tracks, like 3.5 tracks done in like 2 days, dude. Like
That's
it
so dope.
it was dope. So actually soon that's probably gonna be maybe my next release is gonna be like a Zelda Brooksy track, and it's sick as fuck. So I'm actually linking with them on Sunday, and we're getting pictures for one of our songs. So yeah,
So-
but everybody I've linked with, like I just kind of had like that intuition. I'm like I like their work, like I like who they are. Like you can kind of get the sense of who somebody is based off their social media if you're really trying to, like if you're really digging.
true.
Like you'll understand if you want to, like. So I just reached out to all them, and it ended up being really good, and it worked out. So I've just been kind of lucky, but I'm definitely like super super careful.
Have to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, being a female artist, like
oh yeah.
when you, because you're a rapper, female rapper in the male industry.
Yeah.
When you like link up with people, are you always, is that thing always in the back of your mind? It's like, do they want to link up with me because of my art or just because of any other reason? Is that
you know
always
what I
in the
mean.
back of your head,
Yeah.
or is that
No, it
only when they're
isn't.
weird?
Like I only link up with people that I have a really good feeling about, and I never want to put that on anybody. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to just like question it too much. So when I'm just like really trying to work with someone and like read into them, like I totally just like take that out of my head, and if it like enters my head, then I'm
They
kind of
have
like
to show it, huh? Like
then I kind of will start to question it. But like generally, like I said, with everybody I've worked with, it's just been like super cool, super chill, like no weird vibes at all. So it's been good.
Very
But
blessed, okay.
I do think, like you guys were talking about the intuition thing, I think I do, like I have a pretty fair intuition. I think I've got a pretty good feeling of like who and who I shouldn't kind of like target when it comes to music. And music is so vulnerable, you know, like if you're really trying to like tap into someone, listen to their music and just really feel it, like you could tell if it's somebody that, oh, I want to
It's,
work
like,
with this
genuine and
person.
stuff.
Yeah, like you'll feel it like based off, I guess, who you are in a sense. But yeah, so I've definitely had some luck in that sense of things, like nothing super weird, but I have had some like kind of like stranger like situations with people
Stranger
reaching
danger?
out to
Yeah,
me,
that's
and
what
I'm
I
just
was
like,
gonna say.
what? This is not like this is I don't feel comfortable with this. So if I just get any sort of like any feeling, like no matter what it is, even if it's not valid, that I don't feel comfortable, like I won't go. Like I don't even want to risk it. You know what I
That's
mean?
good.
Maybe unless I had like a bodyguard or like a manager, but it's just like not to
Why
that
not
point
just
yet.
carry a strap at that point?
Yeah, I mean I got things
answer to
that
everything.
isn't a strap. Like
That's
I got
my
like
answer to everything,
I
man.
got mace.
I've been in sessions with
Mace,
like.
Mace is good.
I got
Pick
mace
up
and
a taser.
yeah,
Man,
no, I have
Jimmy,
like
you got way
pocket
a lot
knives
of
and stuff,
control.
but
If
that's
I had a
about it,
strap,
so.
if I had a strap,
Guns
I'd be
are
causing
scary,
problems.
dude.
I'd be causing
Dude,
them.
guns scare the fuck
Listen,
out of
man,
me.
my gun is my best friend. Okay.
But you got control, all right?
Yeah,
You give me a gun, somebody cut me off on the road, I'm shooting some tires, dude. Like, I'm telling you, it's the wrong day. I have a gun, I'm like, oh, this motherfucker, boo, boo, boo.
Because you got to. The thing is, you can't treat it like a.
like a friend.
No, you can't. No, you have to treat it like a friend.
No,
Because I treat my friends with respect. You have to, because it's not a weapon. It's a part of you.
Tool.
Yeah, exactly. It's a tool. It's a part of you. You have to treat it with respect. Because if you're scared of it, you're gonna fuck around and kill somebody that don't
I
need
would
to be killed.
treat it like leverage. That's the problem.
Yeah,
I would treat
see,
it like I'm better
I would
than
be
you
like,
now.
oh, I'll shoot you, and then they're like, fucking shoot me. I'm like,
I'll do it, you little bitch. I'll
No, I'm just
get
kidding.
you right
No,
here.
honestly, if push came to shove, I think I could do it. Like one time I had,
Oh, gun violence.
dude, I had this dream. It was insane. Like it was the most violent dream I ever had, and it's ironic because I was about to go to a show, or I was at a show, right? And I was an opener, but I was like the last opener before the headliner. And right before I was about to get on, they're like, "Zelda, where's your jump drive? Like, you haven't given us your jump drive." And I'm like, "Oh, like checking my pockets for my jump drive, and it's not there." And I'm like, "I gotta go home. I'll be right back." But my house is like right there, cause in where I live, I'm like super close to downtown, like super close to this certain venue that we have. So in my dream, that was like what I was on. So I go home to get my my jump drive, and I have this like super abusive dad in the dream, which is weird because like my dad is literally amazing, like best loving dad like ever, you know, like best dad. And so in the stream, I have like this demonic, like abusive ass dad. And so when I go home, I'm just trying to avoid him, and I'm like sneaking around him. He's like sleeping, you know. And then he wakes up and he's like starts to beat the shit out of me, dude. And I'm like, I just want to go to my show, like. So I'm trying to like fight back, go to my show. And then it gets to the point where he's like trying to kill me, right? So then I'm trying to kill him, and I find this like dull steak knife on the ground. And it gets to the point where like he's like on the bottom, I'm on the top, dude, and I like hold the knife to his neck, and he's like, "Fucking do it, you won't." And I straight up just am like sawing at this like I don't even know demon's neck, dude, with this like dull ass steak knife. And I can like remember it, dude, in this dream, and I'm just like doing it, and in my dream I'm like, what is happening? But I'm just like doing it because I know I have to do it or whatever, like in order to survive. And so I end up killing him, but he's like supernatural and demonic, so he like comes back to life. It's like this whole series in my dream. But anyways, after I had that dream, I was straight up like, if I had to kill someone, I would do it because
You
that
just
dream.
have to. One thing.
No.
you-
Okay, at what time did this happen, and how do you interpret it?
Well, one second. Yeah.
So actually,
Fuck you.
I did some
Fuck you,
research.
Justin. You're over there behind the camera, bitch. Don't sit over there.
Continue, Zelda.
I did some research what it means to kill somebody in a dream because I was deeply like distraught. I was like, oh my god, like what's going on in my subconscious mind? I just killed somebody. But it's actually a good thing, like a good omen apparently, to kill someone in a dream.
Because you're
And
killing off a bad part of you.
yeah, and I can't remember the exact meaning, but essentially it was change and letting go. So after I saw that, I was like, all right, I don't feel so bad.
When did this happen in your life?
Plenty.
Not that long ago, actually.
Okay.
I would say within 6 months.
So like in the summer.
Yeah.
So when you popped off.
Yeah, when I was
Go through music.
Took off.
So that was just you killing your self-doubt for yourself.
apparently.
Yeah.
This was probably like actually one of the hardest years of my life, low key.
It has to
So
be.
I went
right?
through
'Cause
some.
You're really trying to be an artist
unspoken
now.
things.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean, I think every artist, like, you know, when they start like building that momentum, I think that before that they went through some shit, and then that just like kind of just fuels the fire.
it, yeah.
Fuels the fire that just brings you like into the next level of your life.
Yeah.
Whether it's like if you're not an artist or not, like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You just push on, and you know, like you said, you just popped off out of the blue.
Yeah, because I had a dream like that when I started like really being like an artist and for a way. I don't, Jimmy. I don't know if you had a dream like that.
Dream like that. That's why I was like, oh shit.
Yo.
I'm not the only one.
You haven't had a dream like that?
Jimmy has those all.
I got Joe's. I dream that shit every night.
See, I have like really weird kind of like violent dreams when I remember them, but I actually don't remember them most of my
Most of the
dreams.
time.
But when I was a kid, dude, I dreamt so vividly. Like I
Yeah.
remembered every dream. Like I'd have like the same dream for nights on end. It'd be like a series, dude. I'd like revisit it and like
Yeah.
remember it from the night before and shit. But like that doesn't happen to me now, and it's weird.
Did you have like night terrors too in some way? Like when
No.
you woke up and you saw some weird shit?
I definitely had some really
lot of falling
weird,
off
fucked
cliffs.
up dreams that when I would tell people them, they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But no, I never had night terrors, but my brother did, I remember. Like, he'd wake up and one time he would sleepwalk. He actually, because we had a knife drawer like any other house, like steak knives, whatever. He, like, opened the knife drawer and, like, got a knife out and, like, was holding it in his dream. And it was crazy. So my parents had to put, like, locks on the... And he was older, you know, but it was just like he was dreaming.
Yeah.
So, I never did anything like that, though. I definitely, like, had maybe a few lucid dreams, but from my memory, mostly just, like, super, super vivid dreams at a young age, and I was able to, like, follow them from night to night and remember them and stuff. It was, like, a story, but now it's, like, not like that at all. Like, I never remember my dreams, and it drives me insane. Like, honestly, it troubles me.
Do you just don't you ever just wish you just wake up and just write it down somewhere? Like, I need to
Yeah.
remember this shit?
Well, and I've kind of been more conscious of it lately. I'm like, I want to remember my dreams. So like before I go to bed, I'll be intentional about it, and I've been starting to get like more bits and pieces back. But honestly, I probably just smoke too much. But at the same time, like
Or is it doing too many drugs?
I just smoke too much bud. But at the same time, like I don't know what it is. I think it's weird because even when I first started, like at a young age, you like start smoking. Like it doesn't affect me where I've never have a fucking dream ever.
So
So
what you're saying is you smoke a ton.
She's like, well, don't bring it up like that. I
Yeah.
smoke moderately.
ask Bozzy how much.
No,
I'm just
no,
playing.
I'm thinking.
Buzz
I
was
do
like,
like
"Hey,
smoke
can you
a lot.
smoke weed for this video?"
If
She's
you remember
like,
for
"I've
that
been
video
smoking
shoot,
weed."
he's like, Zelda smokes a lot.
No, I
and I was
think
like, yeah.
I think I've hung out with you twice.
Because they're
and
like,
it's
oh,
yeah,
they're
you
like, don't
smoke a
get
lot.
Even you said it, you're like, yeah.
They're like, oh, are you, like, you could put that out if you want. And he's like, oh, don't worry, Zelda smokes a lot. I'm like,
So she'll be fine. I was like, damn. Man.
I'm like, yeah, don't phase me. No,
I need a top 5 for me right now. Top 5.
top 5 like artists.
Yeah.
J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Tupac, Mac Miller, and
Damn.
You know you
So-
want to say
so you're
Eminem.
hot list.
You know you want to say Eminem.
no, I actually that wasn't who I was thinking of. I'm trying to think of the fifth one. That's tough for me.
Stop trying to
sure
push
it's
that
not
agenda
good.
on people. You fuck. He's like, you're white.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
throw him
JID, dude. I'm sorry, but like he's amazing.
Wait, who?
JID.
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 Jid?
Part of
Kendrick 2.0?
Dreamville. Yeah.
Okay. That's solid. That's a solid top 5.
That's
It is a
solid.
solid. That's
But
probably the
that's
most
just
solid
like
top 5 I've
not
ever
even
did.
thinking of it, just like off the top of my head, just like yeah.
Sky
these
would probably
people
give
are
you shit, but
fucking
because-
amazing,
Boom,
dude.
boom, boom.
Yeah, and like I said, like growing up, I'd say J. Cole, Kendrick, and Mac Miller were probably the 3 main influences I had. Like obviously, like every person that respects hip hop loves Biggie, loves Tupac, loves like Nas.
Nope.
Like loves all the
Not
like.
Jimmy.
He's
Not
like
me.
okay, never mind. I honestly
Tupac.
love Eminem. I'm not even, but but I'd say I listen to like J. Cole, Kendrick, Mac Miller, Wale was a big one. Isaiah Rashad,
Wale, oh.
like all those bigger labels, dude. I loved Kid Cudi when I was like younger, probably like
Never.
14, 15. He was my favorite, absolute
You don't
favorite.
like
Kid
Kid
Cudi
Cudi?
was. I love Kid Cudi, dude.
Day and night, and that's it.
Oh my god.
Fuck,
I'm a
bro.
slut.
Like
dude.
Cudi Zone.
That's it.
Hey, Man
And-
on the Moon 3, bro. How good
Actually,
was Man on the Moon 3?
every song. Okay, Man on the Moon 3, I liked it. But sorry, Man on the Moon was
song.
just like.
Shit.
I love Kid Cudi though. You
Man
know.
on the Moon 3 is beautiful, man. I remember saying that on repeat, bro. She knows it. I thought that song was going to be slow and gay. But that song is probably the hardest fucking song that
We're
came
gonna bring
out
up
that
Sky
year.
back here for
That
part
wasn't
2.
possible. Yeah, because Sky is going to talk so much shit. You know who Sky is?
Sky is so dope. He's I call him one of my
Most
mentors out
ignorant
here.
motherfucker.
Him,
No.
Sky and Garrett Raff. Like those are, I would say those are my 2 mentors.
He
out
doesn't
here.
like E40, and I don't trust him. But, he's a great guy. Yeah,
Everyone has their opinion, right?
Yeah, everybody has their.
Yeah, great,
yeah but
great
his
singer and
opinion is
rapper.
wrong, okay?
I mean,
How dare you not like E40? He's like, yeah, I was born in Oakland, but, fuck E40. I'm like, oh, fuck you.
hey,
How dare you.
Again, everybody has different tastes, bro. Everybody has
Yeah.
different tastes.
And his taste is wrong. Sorry.
His taste is wrong.
His taste is wrong. The only good artist I heard from his top 5 was Amine. That's it.
Dude, Amine, dude. Oh my gosh, I love that guy.
You listened to his new album?
Yeah, I did, but Limbo, that's definitely my fave, dude. I fucking love Limbo.
I feel
dude.
like he talked
Oh,
about Kobe
God,
Bryant a little
so-
bit too much.
Yeah,
'Cause, like-
those are all skits, so it's
Yeah.
whatever. But like the songs are solid, bro. Like I'm just like, God.
What was
these
it
are
like?
all
It was like
so
Woodlawn
good.
Park. He was like, R.I.P. Kobe.
Like can't decide, banger. Riri, banger. What's the other one? Woodlawn, banger. God, I'm
Woodlawn
trying
is
to
so
think.
good.
I'm trying to think.
Came
of
a
all
long
of them.
way from the Woodlawn Park.
But Riri, dude, he's like, you broke my heart 3 times. I was like, fucking felt that. man.
Compensating?
Like, compensating.
Oh, with Young
Oh my
Thug.
God, that's so good. They're
Yo,
all
that
good.
video is fucking sick.
Yeah,
too.
like that
Holy
album.
Shit.
I want to go see him on tour. He's going on tour.
Is he going on tour?
Yeah.
Fucking open
He's
up.
doing
for
a
him.
mixture of Limbo and 2.5.
Yeah, because
So-
2.5 is just it's a mixtape, right? It's not like an actual album.
I was wondering. I don't know. I
Because
honestly don't know.
1.5 was his mixtape.
Because I love Limbo, dude, and 2.5 is so dope. But don't get me wrong, I love Limbo. Like Limbo is an amazing project to me, and like to me, 2.5 just like wasn't Limbo. Like Limbo is just awesome, and
Oh,
2.5
yeah.
was awesome too, but Limbo is just like way more awesome to me.
Yeah, dude,
So,
Limbo's fucking
I don't
sick.
know. Maybe it
There's
is
a lot of
that would
good
make
fucking
more
albums that
sense
came
to me.
out that year. Fucking Man on the Moon, because Man on the Moon 3 came out the same year, right?
Yeah.
Dude, we ate that year, dude. All these
This
great
year
artists
hasn't
dropping
been
music.
bad
Except Kid
either.
Cudi came back,
Like
right?
J. Cole's
like,
album this year, what the fuck, dude? Oh
Huh?
god, J. Cole's album this year though, like this year's been pretty good too.
I've never been a huge J. Cole
I
fan.
love J. Cole.
The
bro.
only album I've ever
Love
listened
him.
to from J. Cole, like, thoroughly was KOD.
Dude, love. See, KOD was like more not my favorite. I love KOD, but I would put mostly every other album above
The title track's tight. I like that.
Because some of the stuff he says on there, I'm just like, wow, that's extremely controversial. But I mean, that's hip hop and music and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool that he like says what he feels and that's inspiring and stuff. But no, I love his new album. Like his new album to me is
Do you think
dope.
it's right for
Born
people to
Sinner is my
compare
fave.
Kendrick and J. Cole together?
Um,
To like compare the two?
like,
Be like,
honestly, I think they're like two of the greatest rappers of our time. So yeah, like why wouldn't people be like Kendrick and J. Cole? But I don't like the whole ideology of comparing artists ever. I'm one of those. I'm like, you could compare me to the greatest person and I'm still just like, that's a compliment, but it's like a backhanded compliment because like, how could you compare two artists if you really think about it? Like we're all
Yeah.
so different and like we're all trying to do something different. Like, you know,
Yeah, if
we're
you
all trying to
ever-
do our own thing. We all have our own vibes. So when you compare them, it kind of just like meshes them into like the same like box when in reality like everybody is doing their own fucking thing.
Yeah, I feel like
and,
if you ever get to the point where you
collabing, creating new beautiful
They bring
things
their
like
own different vibes to the table.
yeah, if you
Yeah.
ever get to the point where you're so noticeable, it's because you created your own thing.
yeah.
So
So I don't know. Like I get why people would compare Kendrick and J. Cole because I think they're literally two of the greatest rappers of our time. Like I believe that, but like I wouldn't compare them because I just think they're both fucking great, and I wouldn't be like, oh, this J. Cole, this Kendrick, blah blah blah. Like no, they're both just amazing. You know, I wouldn't want to take away from one by comparing them to the other when that's just like not even valid. That's how I feel,
but
and that's
who
why
is more woke? Kendrick or Cole?
shut the fuck.
Oh my fucking god!
I don't know. Because Kendrick hasn't fucking put music out in like how long? 3 years?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
who-
so
but who's
he's
more
supposed to be
woke?
Adele's. No, it was like Adele saying she's heard it. I don't know, dude. I feel like I'm not woker than either. I'm like,
Yo, you sounded so hurt
Yeah,
saying
I
that.
am a little hurt. I've heard that. I'm like, she's a liar. I was like, well, whatever.
I've seen that everywhere lately. Like Adele's heard it, but
Listen,
no,
listen, I love Adele. I love you, Adele. But she's a liar. All right. But,
she's a liar.
but going on to we got about 5 minutes left. So I just do want to ask this. You did mention, you were doing the show.
What's coming up for you?
Yes.
Coming up, I'm hoping to have another single out before the year's over. If everything works out with the beat, I'm heartbroken over it. Anyways, we're figuring it out. I have a show coming up in February. I'm hoping to have something before that, but I'm not too sure if it'll work out. But I have a show with Taylor. Shout out Taylor. Not many of you guys know her around here, but I want to start bringing her around. She's an amazing singer, dude. Like, amazing voice. Like, just great girl. Redhead, cute, whatever. She's great.
Give
But
me her
we have a
number.
show together, so we're gonna do a bunch
Shut
of
the fuck up.
we're gonna do a
Sorry.
bunch of covers on a Saturday night in February, the Valentine's Day weekend actually, and then we're gonna do a bunch of our original songs. We have a bunch of music we're working on together, so we're gonna do that. But like the covers we're gonna do are gonna be super like nostalgic, dude. Like Beautiful Girls, Sean Kingston, like Please Don't Go, Mike Posner, like dude, covers like that, like just super dope. We're gonna like make it. She plays the guitar, so she's gonna be doing a lot of acoustics. Yeah, no, and she has like we have our little setup. It's gonna be awesome. So
That sounds fantastic.
yeah, no, that's coming up in February, and then I want to have music out by the end of the year, and I'm kind of just starting to delve into the realm of what I'm gonna do for next year. I have some plans, but they're not set in stone, so I'm listening. Yeah, we have something coming. It's just like
And then,
deeply
obviously,
embedded
you
in
got
both
Nothing
of
But
our
the Castaways
subconscious.
coming. Yeah, you got-
We
you
have
got-
some else with the Castaways. I honestly just want to do more work with like Bozzy Castaways in general. Obviously, we're gonna.
What's your goals
I
in
want to
general?
work with you more. Like for
You
real.
don't
I was
wanna
gonna
work
ask you about photos and videos after this. I want to work with all you guys.
No, I think
more.
you guys would be super interesting.
Yeah,
I
I,
thought
think
you-
it
I
would
thought
be
you-
cool.
That'd
Yeah,
be
no, I want to
super-
work. I really want to.
It'd be such a great contrast,
You,
I
yeah.
think.
Oh, with me and Zelda?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it'd be an amazing.
I thought she
contrast.
pointed at me and said, "I don't want to work with you."
No.
No, I said
was
I
like, Jesus
really
Christ.
want to work with you.
No, once
But-
once you listen to the later half of
Wow.
once you listen to the later half of Money Talks, I think that version of Jimmy and then you is like This is gonna be something super special. Yeah, I think you guys would really make something hot.
Dude, but one thing about me too, like I will always love to like work and do new stuff. So, like I would always just be down to like come down to Reno and stay a couple nights, and we could just like fucking work on stuff, like straight up.
Like we're gonna work on an
I would
album.
be hella down. Like that's pretty much what I've done with like when I came to work Bozzy and Castaways. Like we just link up, work.
When are you going to move down to Reno so it's not so
I've been
difficult for you?
trying to, dude.
I think we talked about this on
Yeah,
Don't
the
say
phone.
we
anything.
did.
She has a good setup though. She has a good setup in Elko.
It's
Yeah.
nice and cheap and stuff.
It's a
I
good
want
setup
to,
in
but
Elko.
It's got to be a pain in the
Specifics.
ass.
I have a great setup in Elko at the moment, and I've been searching over here forever, dude.
From what she was telling me,
pricey.
it's a great setup.
You got to
like,
look in like
I get
Carson
it.
or Fernley or something.
I tried
Yeah.
that too,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I was
I've been
gonna
on
say.
it, but at this point, I'm kind of just like, I don't know.
It's just like I'm used to the commute.
Great
Yeah.
setup, and it's not much
Yeah.
trouble for you to get down here. I think you're fine.
Exactly,
But, I
yeah.
mean, you know, and then you got people that you can link
Yeah.
up with every time you're here. So I mean, I think you're fine.
Yeah. I mean, if it turns out like something comes up and I can move down here, like, yeah, I would hop on that. But for now, I'm kind of just like, whatever. And, like, if something comes up, something comes up. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. Because I was just trying to get here forever and it did not work out. Like, I could have moved here, but I would have had no money for anything but living. And I don't necessarily want roommates. So that was kind of my issue. Was like, I was just looking for solo, like, 1-bedroom apartments. And that's, like, the most expensive, you know. And I'm a cook, and cooks don't make the most money. So, like, that was my main issue.
That's so
Yeah, I'm a
crazy
cook.
because like cooks have to deal with the most bullshit.
Yeah. But actually, though, where I'm at, like, shout out to my boss because he is actually he's paying me really well. Like, I'm doing pretty good over there right now. But, no, actually, I'm kind of am a chef. If you want to call me that, I did go to school. I did train. I went to culinary school in Oregon for about a year. And then I came back. I've been working at this, like, French, Italian bistro for about 3.5, 4 years now. So I do have a little bit of experience. I can make like amazing desserts, dude. I could definitely cook up pretty much whatever I want. I'm trying to get like more well versed in like authentic cooking and stuff. Just like have more skill. But I love to cook.
Throws down.
And
in the
I used to
kitchen.
be a
I
cook
do
over
like
at the pepper mill, dude. You know how many times I tried to fucking stab my chef? Yo, dude, I fucking-
Kitchens are fucked environments.
Fucking
That's
hated
why I
that
only work
shit.
part time now. I'm like,
It's just
I'm
like I'm
not
like
working more than 25
like
hours.
yo,
a
I'm
week.
too prideful and like too about myself. Yo, motherfucker sit there trying
Like,
to talk
there's
down
too
to me
many
and shit.
cooks
I
in the
want to
kitchen
punch you in the
type
throat. You know?
Everybody's like, you know, elbow to elbow while you're trying to just toss that salad.
Yeah, bro. And I got this
It's not
fucking
like that.
and I got this old bitch fucking coming up to me and be like, "You're not doing enough." It's like, motherfucker, I'm about to be doing too much
No,
to you.
but for real, I feel like in a kitchen environment, I've been like beaten down and just like questioned myself more than any other
Yo, because it's like
environment.
the military, man.
Fucking
They like
shitty.
break you down
No, it's
and build
fucked
you up to their
especially when
image.
you're a woman and you're like the only woman in the kitchen and they're all just like,
Oh, and you
"Fuck
already know they're gonna
you."
target that shit too.
Yeah,
Oh
and I'm
my
just like,
fucking God.
dude, guys,
'Cause
come
chefs
on.
are-
Like,
chefs
I'm
are ruthless.
sensitive.
Please don't
Like,
do this today.
yeah, I'm like, I'm sensitive always.
Chefs are like
please.
chefs are ruthless.
My hand, please, not today.
Yeah.
Like during the interview, like the chef, like my chef, like during my interview, he tried to get to know like the most personal shit about me. And then like when we were like cooking and shit, and it was like during a rush or whatever, and I wasn't doing enough, he would use the shit I told him against me. That's how evil these people are. They will get you to know you psychologically and just break you.
No, but
You
not
know what
even
I mean?
gonna lie, he's not lying.
Yeah, bro.
not
Like
gonna
my
say-
chef came up to me. He's like, yeah, it's your fucking fault that your friend is dead. And then he just walked away, and I'm just sitting there like crying, trying to make a fucking tri-tip. I'm like,
Jesus
oh
Christ,
Jesus,
bro.
wanted to fucking
Okay.
kill him so bad. Dude.
But you know, final thoughts here. Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to promote right now? Tell them where everybody could find you on
Yeah,
the
dude,
socials,
find me
and
on
also like,
Spotify, find me on Apple
and-
Music.
and also, what piece of advice you would give the other people?
I would say just like don't be
So where-
scared to show love.
What are you promoting? What are you promoting?
Okay, I'm promoting my music. You can
What-
find me
where?
on Instagram at Zelda, and 3 Z's on the first Zelda.
3 C's on the
Yeah.
front. Zelda.
You can find me on Twitter at
Mhm.
Zelda with the S 775. Find me there. And then you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, all that shit at Zelda. Just look up my songs. Might be kind of hard to find at first. You know, we're coming up. We're working at it. We're getting there.
Crazy
We're going to
thing.
get the name Zelda.
I
'cause
believe
apparently,
2022, you're going to be the
um,
most popping Zelda there is
exactly,
on Spotify.
yes.
I say that right
Yes.
now.
Straight up.
Yeah, that's the truth.
And And
Exactly. No,
They're
see,
gonna
that's
refer
the
to video
goal.
game
That's
to
the
you. They'll
ultimate
be like,
goal.
"Damn, they
I
made a
want
video
people
game
to
about
quit
Zelda?"
asking me,
Shit.
"Have you played Zelda?" I want people that play Zelda. I want them to be like, "Yo, have you heard about Zelda?" That's kind of the goal. So we'll see if it.
And what piece of truth are you gonna give the people?
I just don't be scared to show love ever. Show love.
Show love
Yeah.
and live
Yeah.
peaceful.
Wrap
Be
it
yourself,
up,
be
John.
authentic.
Send it
This
home.
game right there.
You boys send it home.
Blueprint out.
That has been the Blueprint Podcast at 775. Blueprint out, Jimmy.
I want you guys to realize why I never participate in these outros. Okay? Because you sit there, you corny fuck. Blueprint out. Shut the fuck up.
No,
All right?
fuck you. That's
it.
John's lovable charm.
That's
Fuck
it.
you.
We're done.
Blueprint out.
Thank you, Zelda.
No, thank you
Thank
guys.
you very much.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Erase it. I get far away sometimes, I drift away my mind. I can't escape these highs, I frequent daydreams. Maybe, don't want no one to save me. I'm feeling it so faintly, remember it so vaguely. Don't know what's gotten into me, but smoking more than daily. And if you ask about me, they gon' tell you that I'm crazy, I may be.
Do you remember all the times we spent together? My mind keep racing, but I'll make it through this weather. Baby, what you want? Cause I'm tryna see it. Let me know if you're really with it, yeah. Want my brain moving like a mile a minute. All this pain, I just wonder if they feel it. And sometimes I'll be low, oh no. Sometimes rather just be solo, dolo. Come around here with them bad vibes, that's a no-no. Why they try to copy my swag, I just don't know. So why don't we just take our time, it's just me and you, baby. We can reach new highs, what you tryna do, baby? Cause I'm about to slide, on you. Gonna pull up in a ride like this. Cush so loud that I hear top shit. Shawty so down, they ain't any room to live. In a fit so fly, looking like a G6 way. Need sick days, harder than a mistake. Riding down the van and we don't speak no English. Drip on my wrist, start looking like a fish tank. When we walk up in the building, bet they looking this way. Do you remember all the times we spent together? My mind keep racing, but I'll make it through this weather. Baby, what you want? Cause I'm tryna see it. Let me know if you're really with it, yeah. Want my brain moving like a mile a minute. All this pain, I just wonder if they feel it. And sometimes I'll be low, oh no. Sometimes rather just be solo, dolo. Come around here with them bad vibes, that's a no-no. Why they try to copy my swag, I just don't know. So why don't we just take our time, it's just me and you, baby. We can reach new highs, what you tryna do, baby? Cause I'm about to slide, on you.
I know, if I drink this cup, I'm a slow-mo. I'll be stuck all night, but no, I don't wanna waste no time, let's just ride, feel the vibe, get you out like, yeah. I'm thankful for the times you had a second, I was stressing about intentions, so you told me I was special, buy you burgers, it's whatever, you can get what you want. Shutting down the Gucci store, they bring out bottles for you, but
do you remember all the times we spent together? My mind keep racing, but I'll make it through this weather.